Hi everybody, Patty Ann here. Hang on just a second. I hope you have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and you're going to join me for this tutorial because I think you're going to love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make this little thing that is shown on my screen here. And this, what I made mine out of was flock for the mom word, flock for the heart, and then the other part around the heart were rhinestones, are rhinestones. So let's go to a new screen by just coming up here and clicking on the plus sign. And I have a brand new screen, and I'm just going to make it the 12 by 12, which is the automatic cameo size. It's 12 by 12. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the left to the text tool, click on that, and I'm going to come over here and in all capital letters, so I'm going to put on my cap lock, I'm going to put mom. And then I'm going to highlight that word. Now, if ever you have trouble highlighting the word when you're in the text design and you can't get this final letter over here, sometimes I just like to start from the left and highlight to the right, and it's easy as can be. So the next thing that you'll do is you'll come way over here to the other part of the text tool, and this is the text style panel. Now, I've been asked, how do you find your fonts that are on your machine, on your computer here? And this is where you do it. Notice Arial is here. Well, I'm going to use one called Freshman. And I actually just downloaded that from dafont.com, so it was free. And I do want to show you one thing. Let's imagine that I'm coming to here where my fonts are and my downloads. Okay, wait, here's Freshman right here. So let's stop that. So on Freshman, I can open it up like that once I get to it. And I can extract it all. Remember, we have to always extract it because they come as zip files. Now here, if I just click on it and go to install, it'll show up in Cricut Design Space, but it may not show up in Silhouette. So what I've recommended now that you do is when you're here and you've already extracted it all, just simply right click on the font and it'll give you this menu and you say install for all users. And then it will be available for you in Cricut Design Space and in Silhouette Studio. So again, after you've downloaded it and extracted the zip file, just come to the file, the font file, right click on it, and say install for all users. And that way it'll work perfectly. And just like in Design Space, if you already have Silhouette open, you'll have to close it first before you can use the new font. So anyway, here I am, and I'm using Freshman. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I right click a lot, and ungroup. Then I have to click off of it and click again, and I'm just going to move the letters a little closer together, and I can just use the arrow key on my keyboard. It works pretty well. And then I'm just going to go click or highlight them all again, select them all again, right click and group. All right, now I want to make some copies of this. So right now it's selected. If I click on the Alt key on my keyboard, notice what happens. Look at my cursor right now. It's an arrow. When I hold down my Alt key, you notice it turns into a plus. That means I can just drag this down and I've copied it. If I want to do it again, I'll hit the Alt key and drag it down and copy it. So I have 3 copies of it right now, so that's fine for right now. And I think I'll move them all out of the way. And another thing I really like about this business edition or any Silhouette is we have so much working space where we can put things off of our mat and just, come back to the mat and work. I mean, if I zoom out, you'll see there's like a ton of room. I could be having things all over the place on here. But let me zoom back in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the heart, the flexi shapes. I have the heart showing up because that's the last thing I used. So I'm going to click on the heart and come down here. Well, actually, I don't need to come down there because it's already selected. But let's say I had last used this. So now when I want to find the heart, let me undo that. I come over here to the flex shape area, flexi shape, and then I'll come down and click on the heart. One thing odd I've noticed is that when you draw the heart, you're kind of starting at the bottom tip and going up, which seems sort of odd to me, but you know, that's the way it works. Now I want to get that selection tool back again. So an easy way to do that is just hit the letter V on your keyboard and you've got it back. So now I've got this selected, and I can come over here and get a mom, and maybe I want to bring it to the front so I can see how it looks. So I right click, bring to front. Okay, that is actually looking great already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this out of one color of flock, the word mom, and the heart out of another color of flock. But when I do it like this, I don't want 2 layers of flock on top of each other, although you can do that. I just don't want to. So what I would do then is I will take the word mom, and I'm going to come over here to the offset tool, click on it, and I'm going to say offset. And it comes in automatically at 0.125. I don't want that big of an offset, so I'm going to change it to 0.08. Whoops, 0.8, and hit enter or apply. And there it is. So now I can get rid of the word mom here and bring it over here. Now I can click on this, highlight it, hold down my shift key and click on the heart. And now I want to get rid of that text behind this word. So I'm going to come over here to the modify panel. And notice there are all these things that we can do in the modify panel. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to subtract. I'm going to subtract this top layer out of the bottom layer. So hit subtract. All right, and there it is. So now I can bring my word, well, let's just color that first. Let's make that a red heart. Okay. And it's right now it's in pieces. Notice that I can drag these pieces around. So I'm going to undo that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of that, and I'm going to come up here to object, and I'm going to make it a compound path. Now, when you make something a compound path, you're actually taking those 3 pieces or 4 pieces, whatever, 5, 6 pieces, and you're making it into one thing. It's different than grouping, because in grouping, you kind of have them all together, but there's still multiple pieces and you can ungroup them. But when you make it a compound path, it makes it into one thing. So I'm going to do that. So there's my compound path. And now I can bring the word mom up here. And I think I did it out of black, didn't I, in our sample? So let's change that color to black. Oops, I have to highlight it first. And then I can change its color to black. Okay, perfect. Now, the next thing I did was I highlighted everything, and I came over here to the offset panel, and I did another offset. And this time I let the offset be the standard that it comes in at. And I said apply. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that offset down. I don't want that. I don't want that. All right, here's my offset. And if I want to, what I can do is I could release the compound path so I could get rid of these little dots here. Object, release compound path, and see then there's a box around those, and I can delete. Oops, I deleted everything. Because the reason why I did was because there's a box around everything, and then I selected that as well. So imagine that there was a whole bunch of stuff in here that I needed to get rid of. Let me show you a little trick. If you hold down your shift key and click on the line you want to keep, do you see how it puts a box around the things you want to get rid of? And then you just have to hit delete and they're gone. So now we can bring this back in here, and we can bring this back in here. All right, but what I want to do is I want to take that outermost layer and I'm going to convert that to rhinestones. So if your screen is something like mine, you can't see the rhinestone panel here. So there's two ways you could get it. You could come up here to where it says panels and come down here to rhinestones. Or if you come all the way down on the right hand side, there's this little arrow at the very bottom of mine, and I'm not sure where it will be on yours. It depends on how your screen is set up. But if I use that, a whole bunch more tools pop out. And I happen to know that this one is the rhinestone panel. So I'll click on that. So again, I want to make sure my outermost layer is selected, and I'm going to ask it to put edge rhinestones on there. And that is all there is to it, other than the size of my rhinestones that I have is 10S. So I'm going to change this to 10. Okay. And if you look down here, it tells me how many rhinestones I actually need. If I'm using that size, that's how many it's going to take to go around here. If I used a larger size rhinestone, I think it only has it in certain increments. If I were using the 20 SS rhinestones, that means it would be, I would only need 98 of them. But the rhinestones that came in the kit are the 10. So I'm going to go back to that. Notice what it's doing over here too, to these rhinestones when I make them different sizes. Can you see how they're changing also? So I'm going to go back to 10. There we go. So according to this, I need about 148 rhinestones. So that's pretty much it. The only thing I need to do now is to get rid of these things over here, or like I taught you in the last session, you can just highlight all of these things over here and then go to File, Save Selection, and save it to your hard drive. Whoopsie. There we go. And when we save it to our hard drive, I'm going to just name this one Mom to not confuse me for the other ones. So Mom, and I'm not going to save it as a silhouette file. I have to save it as an SVG. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is open up Cricut Design Space. And I'm going to cancel this one. This is the one I had done. And I'll go to New. Well, I'll just leave this one. No. Replace it. And I'm going to upload an image, browse, and this one I just named Mom. So I'm going to look for Mom in here. Oh, there it is, Mom, open. And there it is. I could say save. And when I go to make it, I'm just going to insert it. Now, here's something that's very important. Notice the size it's coming in at, 3 by 2 inches high. That is not right at all, and our rhinestones will not fit in that. So what you need to do is go back to Silhouette Studio, Silhouette, and write down what is the size of this thing. Well, we can see it right here, 8.468. So I'm going to write that on a little piece of paper. It's 8.468 wide by here where it tells you how high it is, 5.704. 5.704. So now I'm going to go back into Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to change this. So I need to unlock the lock, and I'm going to change the width to 8.468, and I'm going to change the height to 5.704 and hit enter. All right, so that is what we will do now. So all I would have to do now, I wonder, these are on 3 separate things. I wonder if I need to attach them. Let's go to make it and see what happens. Yeah, this isn't what I want. So I'm going to cancel that. And I'm just going to click on this one, hold down my shift key and get all 3 of these. And I'm going to say attach those. Well, it's not going to let me. Let's see. I'm going to change those to a different color right now, even though I know I'm doing them in black. I'll change them to purple. And now I'm just going to grab all the purple. And I'm going to make it. Let's see what they did. All right, perfect. So here's the red for the heart. Here is this for the rhinestones, and this. Now, when I went to cut the rhinestones, let's say continue. And do I have my machine still on? No. All right, what I did for my rhinestones, and it worked okay, except for I had to help a whole lot of the little holes out. So I'm not positive. I'm going to do a little bit more testing. What I did was this. I selected my material and I used everyday iron-on. Maybe there's a better setting. And what I did when I did everyday iron-on, I let it cut everything once, and then before I took my mat out, I pressed go and it went around everything again. And I'm just wondering if it would have been wise to do it a 3rd time, because I had to help some of my little circles out and it got to be a pain. Okay, this sloppily written piece of paper shows you some of the things that I've tried and what did not work. So far, the 2 things I got to work kind of were the everyday vinyl, and it went around twice, but I had to mess with getting out some more circles, and glitter iron-on. Those are as many as I've tested, so feel free to test some more and, comment below if you find anything that really works well. So if I was you guys, what I would do is I would pick out one of those little tiny circles and just do a test for yourself and see what works on your machine, because all machines are just a little bit different. So check it out, see what works best for you, and then save that setting somewhere. Let's go over and see me actually working on this project. Okay, I'm ready to begin. Notice those little speckles on my hands from weeding out the rhinestone thing. Anyway, I've already put my little pad in here. This is a 3T size shirt. I really didn't know what to put this on because it's just a sample. So I'm glad you guys use my affiliate links, because it helps me be able to buy these things to make samples. So I'm just preheating this a little bit to get the moisture out. And I'm brand new at this, so I'm going to start with the heart in the center. Okay, that looks pretty centered to me. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to do it for about 5 seconds. And hopefully that will be enough. Gotta let it cool a little bit, because this is a cold peel. Okay, and here you can see where I've knocked out. And you know what? It was really dumb of me to do this on a white shirt, because I have the word mom in white. Okay, that wasn't very smart. Oh well, I'll just continue on. So I'm going to put mom on here next. Imagine it's a different color. Maybe I should stop and go make a different color. Hang on. Okay, I did the word mom again. So let me weed it out very quickly. You can see how easy this flock will weed. All right, this will be much better. So now I can stick this in, and notice how there's that space around it, which is perfect, because then these letters won't go on top of each other and I don't have to worry about it. So I could even use glitter here if I wanted to. This could be glitter and I don't need to worry about, the heart could be glitter and I don't need to worry about something on top of glitter because it's on top of the shirt. So let me go ahead and do this for 5 seconds. Well, actually, I think I'll do this for a little longer. I'm doing it for the full 20 seconds. And I'm going to let that cool. And while that is cooling, I wanted to show you this. This is the next part that will be going on. But notice I haven't put the rhinestones in here yet. So meet me back over at the table and I'll show you how I put the rhinestones in. Okay, I have 3 different options for the rhinestone color. And I think I'm going to go with the black. But I do have a clear, a black, and a red. And that's what comes in the kit. I'm going to use the black. And another thing I'm going to use is this little piece of cardboard stuff that comes with the kit. I don't know if this will be consumable, meaning after a while this sticky stuff will mess it up. So what I've heard that you can use is a dry erase board so that you wouldn't have to buy these things. You know, if that's what you have to end up doing, I'm not sure yet. So I just stick this down on here. So as I said, it's kind of like flock, but it's got a sticky backing. And then all you do is you take your rhinestones and you dump them out, more than what you think you'll need. And then you just start with this brush that comes in the kit, gently going around in circles like this. And the rhinestones just kind of fall into place. So yeah, it was asked if you have to put these in individually, and I thought I would die if I had to put all these in here individually. So look how easy it is, right? It's really easy. So I've got to bring some up here now. And sometimes you get one that's upside down, like I have one here. So all you do is you bring your little mess over again and just kind of swirl them around a little bit, and then one gets filled in the way it should be. Well, let's do over here and up here now. So again, I'm just doing light little circles around. I missed one over here, so I'll bring a little load of rhinestones over to shake them around. There we go. Doing it gently so I don't knock anybody out. Come up here. I suppose you get better with this at time because I think the people, when they demonstrate it on the video, are a little quicker than me. But this is just the second time that I've done this, and it's actually going pretty well. So after I get all the rhinestones in here, and I double check to make sure that there's none of them in here with the glue side up, then, like there's one right there with the glue side up. I'll come back and get that after I do these over here. Okay, that's good. Now I pressed over that a little too hard, so I lifted some back out. Okay, right now it kind of looks like I have everything into place. I'm going to carefully go around. Uh-oh, there's one I messed up. Okay. And there's another one I just messed up. Come on. You have to be very gingerly, move gingerly, I guess that's the word. Okay, it looks like I've gotten everything off. So I'm going to get these totally off. I don't want to lose any of them. And you see what I just did when I bumped this thing? You got to be really careful when you do that because you can knock them all out in a heartbeat. I've done it. So I'm going to kind of turn it to the side if I can without bumping it. Make sure I've got them all. And I think I do have them all off. So again, I need to come over here and make sure that there's none of these around because they will get stuck on my sticky transfer tape. This transfer tape is a little stronger than what I have. I don't know if it would be like the Cricut Strong Grip. I don't know. But this is what comes with the kit. So all you have to do now is get this transfer paper, and I just put it on some, what's that, parchment paper for safekeeping, because this is the second time I've used it. And just like any transfer paper, just kind of put it down in the center and then just rub it. And you're going to rub around here on the rhinestones. And again, I'm making sure while I'm looking here that there are none with the glue side up, because I want the glue to be down on the shirt. All right, let's see how this is going to work. So I'm going to take this and peel this up, and my rhinestones theoretically should come with it. And if ever you have a place where there's one that's not sticking, just push down on it and it should stick. Oh. Whoa. Yikes. All right, so you got to be careful. This is probably a big design for me to do on my second design. So hopefully I'm not going to mess it up. So far, all the rhinestones appear to be coming up really nicely. I haven't missed a one that I can tell. Okay, that looks perfect. Let me get it off the sheet now. All right, now I gotta be careful it doesn't stick like it's trying to do right now. Yikes. Don't do that. Whew. Can't let it get stuck back on itself. So this is where I need to learn some tricks. Like maybe cut my paper so it's not too long. I hear my Cricut machine over there. All right, so this is ready to go back over and put onto my shirt. So follow me over there. Okay, we're back over at the shirt, and I'm going to take this off the parchment paper. And I'm not sure if I get any options like tries with this, so I'm going to be as careful as I can. Line up down there and there. Okay, y'all, that looks pretty darn good. Can you see that? So now all I'm going to do is press this on here, but we'll need to learn that. I'm going to do it for 10 seconds at 320 degrees. Okay, that was 10 seconds. And let me see how that's going to work. Should be able to peel this off, and the rhinestones should stay. If any of them come up, I'll know I need to do a little bit more. Okay, that is perfect. Woo, I love this. Oh my gosh, you guys, it looks cute. All right, so the next thing that I would do then is I would turn this shirt inside out. Take my pad out. I'll just turn it inside out carefully. And then they recommend that you also press it this way so that the glue from the rhinestones can seep into the shirt really well. So I'll do it again for 10 seconds, I guess. Like I said, I'm not sure about these times. This is something we need to learn. 10 seconds at 320 is what I'm doing. Okay. Let's turn it back this way. Okay, this has turned out super duper cute. I love it. Can y'all see it really well? See if I can move this down just a little bit. There you go. And you probably can't see the sparkle at all because it doesn't show up on camera, but oh, it's turned out really nice, guys. It's beautiful. Thanks for joining me. Hey, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell. Ask questions. And make sure you use my affiliate links down below if you're in the market to buy something, because it really helps me to be able to make more and more of these samples and try things so that you don't have to have the problems. I can kind of like try them out beforehand and let you know any kind of things that I discover. So again, thanks a lot for joining me. See y'all again soon. Bye-bye.